ongoing narrative in me that anything that goes wrong for the Democrats, the Russians did it. And they take to the media and they seriously say this stuff. It is deranged. It's beyond my ability to describe how literally insane and deranged, unhinged, whatever this is. And I ask myself, I really do, do they really believe this? Or is this just something that they know or they think they can convince people is true just by saying it over? And this, you know, the jury is out. There's a big part of me that thinks these people have lost it so much that they really believe it. There's a big part of me that believes they have been so poisoned by the hate that they contain within themselves each and every day that they have been rendered completely irrational. And the other part of me says, they're not this stupid. They can't really believe the Russians stole our election, and now the elections in Italy, and they're preparing to steal the elections in China. Oh, wait, there aren't any. The elections, wherever they are, the Russians are... Folks, Russia, there's another thing wrong. Russia is being portrayed as this gigantically powerful, omnivorous presence that is just dominating and swallowing and swarming everything, that the Russians are running the world. And I'm here to tell you, the Russians still remain a third world country at best with a first world military and intelligence operation. The Russians are not an economic superpower. They're in no way. They do not singularly have the kind of power that's being assigned to them. Our CIA and NSA have a better chance of stealing an election in Italy than the Russians do. Even in our elections, when you look at the amount of money Russians spent on Facebook after the election, they were pikers. They didn't spend anywhere near as much as even labor unions do. And yet, look at how they're being held up, hoisted up, and paraded in front of everybody. And what's really ironic about it is the Democrats and the left used to love them. Used to want to be them. When they were the Soviets, the Democrats in this party looked up to them. The Democrats thought the Soviets had the answer. When the Soviets wanted to build a client state in Nicaragua, the Democrat Party helped them do it. And now all of a sudden they're best buddies. The Russians, the former Soviets, have become this great, gigantic monster of an enemy. It just isn't true. Well, anyway, Tucker brought on Brit Hume, the commentator, analyst emeritus, to analyze this seeming insanity, irrationality, and lunacy that has overtaken Washington, D.C. Now, you have heard what Hume is going to say here, because I've been saying it myself in my own way for years now, but I still want to get to hear this. The question that Tucker asks Brit Hume, you have somebody who's under the influence of alcohol, this is Nunberg, jump around the set, humiliate himself, but not only that, degrade the person that's interviewing him. I wonder if there is a cost long-term. He's asking Brit Hume if these networks are actually in the long term wiping themselves out, harming themselves reputationally, business-wise, with incidents like Nunberg yesterday. Here is the answer.
There's been a belief for the longest time that the Trump election was illegitimate. And there's been a sense in the media that his election constitutes a kind of national emergency because he's such an unqualified character and so likely to lead us off a cliff that it is a job of the media to join the resistance and to find out what must be behind his election, what scandals must lurk there to take him down. That's plainly what this is all about. The media clearly joined the resistance, and it borders on hysteria. It's just so over the top. I mean, you don't have to be a Trump admirer to realize that the things that are being said are just wildly out of proportion.
Now, Brit Hume has not thought this for very long. I think recent events have brought him to this reality. And this view that you just heard him espouse is not common inside the Beltway. There are a lot of conservative bloggers who, they're never Trumpers. They don't think this. They think Trump's a problem. They think Trump's a derangement. A lot of conservatives. So this is still not a majority opinion, but even with this opinion, I think there's something that's slightly different. talking nits here, and I'm not being critical with you, so don't anybody start firing off angry emails and tweets and stuff. It's just a tiny little difference of opinion. When he said there's been a sense in the media that Trump's election constitutes a kind of national emergency because he's such an unqualified character and so likely to lead us off a cliff that it is a job of the media to join the resistance and find out what must be behind his election. Yeah, part of that's true. They can't believe how it happened. They thought they had the election wired. Hillary was going to win hands down. They had to concoct this excuse to explain why she and they lost. But I don't think that the media gives a whit about the country falling off a cliff. I don't think they have the capacity to care about that. I don't think that's what the resistance to Trump is all about. I don't think the resistance to Trump has anything to do with these people worried about what it means for the country. I think it all has to do with them being worried about what it means for them. These people all think they're elites. You know, when you get inside the Beltway, you get inside the Washington establishment, it's kind of like going to Davos. Class distinctions don't exist. Inside the establishment, you're either in it and you're an elite or you're not. There's not elite level 1 and elite level 2 and elite level 3. You're just in or you're out. And it doesn't matter if you're in media or in a think tank or in the State Department or in the administration or on the staff of an elected congressman or senator, you are an elitist. You're there. You're in the club. You're in the establishment. And that's what they think is threatened here. They're worried that their little fiefdom is going to be blown sky high. They're worried that their little protected club where everybody's looked out for and protected and their futures are guaranteed, that's what they're worried about. Plus, they're worried about their own influence and effectiveness. How could this have happened? They own everything in their mind. They own public opinion. How could this guy survive everything they did to take him out? They taking it personally. They can't believe it. And they'll be damned if it's going to happen again, and damned if this guy's going to succeed. They can't afford for him to succeed in anything. It blows up the illusion that only they have the brains and the smarts to run it. Have to take a brief time out and stick with us. Be right back. When news breaks, depend on us. News Radio 1190, KDX. Today's technology makes things easier because everything's connected to your cell phone, your tablet, even your smart TV. All connected to one account, and they're all connected to your Wi-Fi. It only takes just one weak link for a cyber thug criminal to break in and obtain your data. And that's why the new LifeLock Identity Theft Protection now adds the power of Norton security to your devices. Now, while LifeLock uses proprietary technology to detect threats to your identity, the addition of Norton security helps protect up to 5 of your devices from online threats. And if there's a problem, LifeLock's agents will work to fix it. Of course, no one can prevent all identity theft or cybercrime or monitor all transactions in all businesses. But new LifeLock with Norton gives you more protection for today's connected world. Join now, get 10% off your first year. Go online at LifeLock.com and enter the promo code RUSH. That's LifeLock.com. Remember, promo code RUSH.
If you're suffering from backaches and arthritis, safe, soothing, odorless Topperson Pain Relief Cream is for you. Topperson will also help your everyday aches, pains, joint pain, muscle cramping, and much more. Topperson is so sure you'll find our products beneficial, we're offering a 100% money-back guarantee. Topperson Pain Relief Cream is available at CVS, Whole Foods, Vitamin Shop, and in thousands of independent pharmacies and natural markets. Pain-free, live-free. Topperson, rub it in. Spring. The birds are chirping, the flowers are blooming, the lawnmower is not starting. Get Mechanic in a Bottle. Mechanic in a Bottle fixes poor or non-running engines by cleaning the fuel system. No more costly repairs. Just one bottle of Mechanic in a Bottle should do the job. Available at the Home Depot, Tractor Supply, and Walmart, or visit MechanicInABottle.com. Trusted by engine and equipment manufacturers everywhere. Also look for ethanol shield fuel stabilizer. Just treating your fuel all year prevents trouble in the spring.
Have you ever thought about saying goodbye to your job, just walking into your boss and saying, I quit? And how would you like to commute to work without ever leaving your home? Well, not long ago, a 39-year-old entrepreneur